money.
All right, give me the book of Romans 13. Let's start from verse 1. All right, we're out here for our people, right? We're out here for our people, and guess what? Some of our people are going to be caught up in what's going on right now. There's this ULES thing going on where they're protesting for ULES to be spread, not to be spread across all of London, right? Because right now, where is it right now? ULES. ULES is pretty much where? Central London. And congestion charges, but it's going to spread to the rest of London, I believe, right? And there's a huge protest going on. People are thinking they're being oppressed. There's oppression going on for ULES, ultra low emission zone. All right, that's what's going on right now. People are mad because of ULES. Let's see what the Bible says about this. What does the Bible say about things like this? What does the Bible say about the authorities that are giving us these laws, these rules that we must abide by? Bring it out. So read it out. Book of Romans chapter 13. Let's start from verse 1. We're gonna read that.
Romans chapter 13 and verse 1. Let every soul be subject unto the higher powers.
The Bible says, let every soul be subject unto the higher powers. Who are the higher powers in London? What's the guy's name? The Prime Minister of London. What's his name?
Sadiq Khan.
Who's that? Sadiq Khan, right? That's the mayor of London, right? Mayor of London. And the Prime Minister is who? Rishi, yeah. All right, read on.
For there is no power but of God.
But there is no power but of God.
That's right.
The power that put those two people in charge of the ruling of Great Britain, or should I say England specifically, and the mayor of London, what's his name again? Sadiq Khan. God put them in their position.
Right.
It was God that put them in the position. Believe it or not. Read on.
The powers that be are ordained of God.
So the powers that be, Sadiq Khan, the mayor of London, that power that be is ordained of God. God put him in charge to do whatever it is he will. Read on.
Whosoever therefore resisteth the power, resisteth the ordinance of God.
So whosoever resisted the power, whosoever resisted Sadiq Khan, the mayor of London, resisted who?
Resisteth the ordinance of God.
So therefore you hate God. If Sadiq Khan say he wants to what? He wants to charge you ULES. There's nothing you could do about that. Because God put him in control. God is the one that put him there. Alright? Hold that. Give me the book of Proverbs. Proverbs 22. Or is it 21 verse 1? Proverbs 22 or 21 verse 1. Alright? Let me see if that's what I want. Yeah, 21 verse 1. Read that.
Proverbs chapter 21 and verse 1. The king's heart is in the hand of the Lord.
The what?
The king's heart is in the hand of the Lord.
God said, I control Sadiq Khan.
Right.
I have control over Sadiq Khan, the mayor of London.
Right.
I control him. Damn it. I am the one that gave him the power to be the mayor of London.
Right.
I give him the order to do whatever it is he will.
Right.
Read on.
As the rivers of water, he turneth it whithersoever he will.
God said, I am in full control of Sadiq Khan for charging you ULES.
Right.
Whether you like it or not, ULES, if Sadiq Khan says ULES is going down, it's going down.
Right.
That's what he said. That's what God said in the Bible. What are we reading? The Bible, Romans 13. Now go to verse 3.
For rulers are not a terror to good works.
For rulers are not a terror of good works. What? So they can't feel like it's good work for him to spread ULES charging across of all of London. There's a reason for that. But God said for rulers are not what?
For rulers are not a terror to good works, but to the evil with the strength of the poor.
God said there's a reason why I put those kings or the mayor these days in charge. And any order that he gives, God said, I support it. Because he came from me. Read on.
Do that which is good.
Do that what?
Do that which is good.
All you need to do is so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. All you need to do is do that which is good. What is good according to the Bible? Hold that. In the book of Romans. You know what I want? Romans 7 verse 12. What is good according to the Bible? You so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. We are out here for you, teaching you God's commandment. Read on.
Romans chapter 7 and verse 12.
Read.
Wherefore the law is holy.
The law of God is holy, is separate. The law of God makes you separate. Makes you separate from what? From the sins of this world. Read on.
And the commandment holy.
The commandment is also holy. Read.
And just.
Yes.
And good.
So that is what is good. The commandment of God is a good thing. You're meant to keep it. That includes following the law of the land. If the mayor of London says he wants to extend ULEZ, guess what, mayor? Yes, you're in charge. We accept it. It is what it is, because God put you in charge. Back to Romans 13. What verse are we in?
3.
Verse 3. Read on.
Do that which is good.
Do that which is good. Do the commandments of God. Read.
And thou shalt have praise of the same.
And God will what? God will reward you for doing what is good, for keeping this commandment. Don't follow that foolishness. All that holding that's going on, that ain't gonna do you no good. You have to do that which is good, which is what? Keeping God's commandment. Read on.
For he is the minister of God to thee for good.
For he is the what?
For he is the minister of God to thee for good.
For he is the minister of God to thee for good. Because what? God prays God. That's why he is the minister of thee for good. God is not telling in order to do what they do. Read on.
But if thou do that which is evil,
If you fail to not pay the ULEZ charge, if you fail to not agree with the ULEZ charge that is spreading across all of London, read what's going to happen to you.
be afraid.
Be what?
Be afraid.
God said you must be afraid. Be afraid. Be afraid. There's nothing you can do about the ULEZ charge spreading across the whole of London. You have to obey by the law of the land. That's what you so-called Hispanics, Native Americans, and the so-called blacks. Read on.
For he beareth not the sword in vain.
For you what?
For he beareth not the sword in vain.
Guess what? You're going to be put in prisons. You're going to be locked up if you don't pay your charges. You better pay your charges. You better pay your congestion charges, your ULEZ charges. All of those you better make sure you pay it. Because guess what? You will be locked up. You may even lose your life for that. Read on.
For he is the minister of God, a revenger to execute wrath upon him that doeth evil.
When you do evil means what? You're not obeying the law of the land. That's you doing evil. The law of the land says ULEZ is going to spread across the whole of London. Yes, Mr. Sadikan, we're going to accept that. Because why? God put you in charge. That's what we do. That's what we follow. We pay the ULEZ charge because why? The mayor of London that God put in charge said so. Read on.
Verse 5. Wherefore ye must needs be subject, not only for wrath, but also for conscience sake.
Read on.
For this cause pay ye tribute also.
For what?
For this cause pay ye tribute also.
What is the tribute we're talking about here? The ULEZ charge is the tribute. That's the tribute you're paying. The ULEZ charge is the tribute. We have to pay the ULEZ charge. It is what it is. Read on.
That's right. For they are God's ministers.
For who?
For they are God's ministers.
For Sadiq Khan is God minister. Proverbs 21 verse 1. The king's heart. We have already read that. I'm just quoting it again. God is the one that's controlling Sadiq Khan. He's the one that put him in charge to charge you ULEZ charges. And we have to pay that tribute. Read on.
And taking continually upon this very thing.
Read on.
Render therefore to all their dues.
What does the Bible say about ULEZ charge?
Render therefore to all their dues.
What does the Bible say about ULEZ charge?
Render therefore to all their dues.
You better make sure you're paying your ULEZ charges. You better make sure you pay. Because why? You so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. If you don't pay, the punishment is going to be worse upon you. More than the rest of the other nations. They can protest if they want. They can say that we want to protest. They can protest ULEZ charges and get away from it. They can petition against it. They can get away with it. But we don't get away with that stuff. We have to pay it. That's what God says. We have to obey the law of the land. We have to pay the tribute. Read on.
Render therefore to all their dues.
Read on.
Tribute to whom tribute is due.
Read that again.
Tribute to whom tribute is due.
U.S. charge is a tribute that we must pay, and it is due to the mayor of London, Sadiq Khan. That's what the Bible says. What is the problem? The problem is because you don't know who you are, you so-called Black Hispanics and Native Americans. You don't know that the reason why we're in this captivity, they've got freedom all over their banners. The true freedom is when we're freed from this captivity. You're not free by not paying ULEZ charges. What the hell are you thinking? ULEZ charges, being exempt from ULEZ charges doesn't mean that you're free. The true freedom is when you're in rulership over the rest of the nations in righteousness. That's what true freedom is. Read on.
Custom to whom custom. Fear to whom fear. Honor to whom honor.
Matthew 22 verse 15. Custom to whom custom. Fear to fear. Right? Everything that is due for you to pay, you have to make that payment. The payment is for those whom the Lord has put over us. And so the Khan is in charge. We pay what is due to the Khan. Alright, read that. Matthew 22 verse 15. We're going to read that.
The book of Matthew chapter 22 and verse 15.
Read.
Then when the Pharisees took counsel how they might entangle him in his talk.
Right. What's going on right now? There's petition going around about ULEZ charge. They're saying don't pay ULEZ charge. It is not fair. You're being made as slaves for paying ULEZ charge.
Right.
They have that spirit of Pharisee on them. To try what? To try and entrap us. You so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans.
Right.
Don't follow the lead of these people trying to sway you away. Trying to make you break the laws of the land.
Right.
Read on.
And they sent out unto him their disciples with the Herodians, saying, Master.
They sent unto him the disciples with the Herodians. Who are the Herodians? The so-called white people. Read on.
Says, Master, we know that thou art true and teachest the way of God in truth.
That's you so-called Israelites. We are the ones that are what? That have the truth. We have the truth of God. That's who we are, that's who we be. We are given God's commandment to keep and to show to the rest of the nations how to be what? How to be obedient to God. Because ultimately, whether they like it or not, they will have to obey God. Whether they like it or not. Read on.
Neither carest thou for any man,
Read.
for thou regardest not the person of men. Tell us therefore, what thinkest thou? Is it lawful to give tribute unto Caesar?
What was the question that they asked Christ to try and trap him?
Is it lawful to give tribute unto Caesar?
In other words, they asked you the question, is it lawful to pay ULEZ charge? You have all the legal rights to not pay ULEZ charge. If you pay ULEZ charge, you're in bondage. Don't pay ULEZ charge. Don't regard the law of the land. Don't respect Sadiq Khan who put the law in place. Read that again.
Is it lawful to give tribute unto Caesar or not?
See this? This is how they're trying to entrap you, you so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. They are trying to entrap you by saying, ULEZ charge, disregard it. Don't pay that thing. Do not pay ULEZ charge. That's what they're saying. They're asking, is it lawful to pay ULEZ charge? Read.
But Jesus perceived their wickedness.
What did Jesus do?
But Jesus perceived their wickedness.
Christ, the black Messiah, yes, I said it. The black Messiah, he perceived their wickedness. What is the wickedness? Don't pay ULEZ charge.
Right.
The end of free movements.
Right.
People for freedom.
Right.
Don't pay anything.
Right.
In fact, just live your life. Do what you will. Do what thou wilt. And it's a crawling. Don't do what you like. Do what thou wilt. Live a life of not paying any charges. Look at that one. FCUK crime. No pay per mile. Stop ULEZ, stop crime. See that? That's foolishness right there. That is top class foolishness right there. Read on. What did Christ say?
But Jesus perceived their wickedness and said, why tempt ye me?
What did Christ say?
Why tempt ye me?
Christ is saying, why you tempting me? You what?
Ye hypocrites.
Ye hypocrites. Ye hypocrites. the same people that are saying don't pay it, they're paying in the background. They might be getting some reimbursements. But guess what? They say don't pay it, and then you don't pay. What happens? You get what? The charge gets doubled, and then it gets tripled, and it gets quadrupled, and then before you know you're going to court. And after court, what happens to you? You're gonna go where? You're gonna go to the jail. You're going to be locked up. Your ass is going to be locked up. That's what's gonna happen. They are what? What did you say again? Why tempt ye me?
Ye hypocrite.
Ye what?
Ye hypocrite.
Read on.
Show me the tribute money.
So Christ said, show me the law. Show me what Sadiq has put in place. Has he made a law yet? Yes, if he has. Show me what the law says. What did Christ say after that?
And they brought unto him a penny.
Yes.
And he saith unto them,
Yes.
whose is this image?
So they brought him the what? The law that said thou must pay you the charge. And he says, whose stamp is on this contract that's been made? This new law that's been made. Whose stamp is on it? It's Sadiq Khan's stamp on it. The king's stamp is on it. The king approved it. The prime minister approved it. Everybody approved it that's in power. And the same people that are in power, God put them in charge. Read on. Sorry.
Whose is this image and subscription?
Who put that law in place? That's the question. Christ said, who put that law in place? Read on.
They say unto him, Caesar's.
They say what?
They say unto him, Caesar's.
They said it's Sadiq Khan. They said it's the Prime Minister of Great Britain. They said it is the King of England that signed it. So why are you arguing this? Why are you arguing it? You pay this charge, you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Let them not pay. Leave it to them not to pay. But you pay that because it's what? It's law of the land. Read on.
Then saith he unto them, render therefore unto Caesar the things which are Caesar's.
Pay Sadiq Khan what is due to Sadiq Khan. Pay Sadiq Khan ULEZ charge. That's what is due to him. That's the law of the land. That law is written. You must pay it. It is what it is. That's what we do. That's what we be. That's what we are. We have to obey the law of the land. Is that it? And what did God ask you to do? Keep His commandments and have faith in His Son, Christ the Black Messiah. Right. That's what He said. Is that it? All right. Give me Baruch 3 verse 8. Baruch chapter 3 verse 8 in the apocrypha. Guess what? We are not free. You may be seeing all these false lies about freedom. These false images of freedom. The false placards of freedom. But we are not free. Give me Baruch chapter 3 verse 8. Let's see what the law says. Let's see what the law says about us. Our condition today. Read up.
Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity.
What did God say?
Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity.
God said we are yet this day in our captivity. We are yet this day the bottom of society. We are not in rulership. We are in servitude. We do what is told of us to do. As long as it's not breaking God's commandments or breaking the law of the land, we do it. Read on.
Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity.
Read.
Where thou hast scattered us for a reproach.
Where thou hast what?
Where thou hast scattered us.
Where we've been scattered. Where have we been scattered? The ones that live in Great Britain today, especially in London. We are scattered here in London. Guess what? Whatever the law of the land in London is, that's what we pay. We got scattered because of our disobedience in the first place. So now you're going to disobey paying ULEZ charge. You are simple as hell. You are simple as hell to not wanting to pay the tribute, which is what? ULEZ charge in this case. Read on.
Where thou hast scattered us for a reproach and a curse, and to be subject to payment.
To be what?
And to be subject to payment.
To be what?
And to be subject to payment.
To be subject to paying ULEZ charge. You so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, you are subject to payment. rents. You have to pay your ULEZ charge. You pay your congestion charge. You pay your taxes. Because why? We are not free. We are still slaves in this world. Until it's our turn to rule. This is not our rulership. This is our servitude right now. We are what? We are obeying the laws of the land because God put them in charge to rule. We don't.
According to all the iniquities of our fathers.
According to what?
According to all the iniquities of our fathers.
According to all the iniquities of our fathers. What are the iniquities of our fathers? We broke God's commandments. God said don't eat pork, shrimp, crab, lobsters. Guess what we did? Our fathers ate pork, shrimp, crab, lobsters. And we did too. We did too. What we do now? We're turning that around. We're showing our kids, ourselves, teaching ourselves not to what? Disobey God's laws so that we can regain back rulership on this earth. Read on.
Which departed from the Lord our God.
Which did what?
Which departed from the Lord our God.
Which departed from the Lord our God. When you disobey God, you're departing from God. You're saying, I don't know you, God. You're basically saying FCUK, God. That's what you're saying, as he said on that placard. That's what it is. When it says FCUK, Sadiq Khan. Read on.
Hey, Israel.
Yeah, what?
Hey, Israel.
Yeah, you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Read.
The commandments of life.
What?
The commandments of life.
The commandment of life is what? One of them is you must obey the law of the land. Pay the ULEZ charge. Read on.
Give ear to wisdom. Give ear to understand wisdom.
Give ear to understand wisdom. Pay ULEZ charge. That's wisdom. Because if you don't pay ULEZ charge, what's going to happen? You're going to go to jail. Your ass is going to go to jail. That's what's going to happen to you. That is wisdom. We are giving you wisdom for free. We're giving you basic avoidance tactic. The true way to avoid going to jail is to pay what is due unto Caesar. In this case, Sadiq Khan. Read on.
How happeneth it, Israel, that thou art in thine enemy's land?
That's what it is. That's the wonder. How come we're still in our enemy's land? What did we do to deserve to be still in our enemy's land paying ULEZ charges? Read on.
That thou art waxing old in a strange country.
We are waxing old. We should be tired by now. We should be like, you know what? We've been here for too long. It's time for us to come out of this captivity. What do we need to do, my sister? My sister over there. Sis, what do we need to do to avoid paying ULEZ charge? That's the question to you. We're here this in our captivity. We've been here for too long. It's time we think, what do we need to do to avoid paying all these taxes? That's the question. Read on.
That thou art defiled with the dead.
That what?
That thou art defiled with the dead.
We are defiled with the dead. The dead are the ones who are not keeping God's commandments. They're the ones that don't want to know God. We're defiled with them. And the heathen nations that are propagating these lies and these sins that they're feeding to us, that we're eating it gladly. Read on.
That thou art counted with them that go down into the grave.
We are counted with them that go down into the grave. Because why? When the law of God is not in you, you are a dead person. Let the dead bury the dead. That's what Christ said. Because what are the works of the dead? The works of the dead are the what? The works of the flesh. That's what they do. They are fulfilling the lust of the flesh. Read.
Thou hast forsaken the fountain of wisdom.
We have what?
Thou hast forsaken the fountain of wisdom.
We have forsaken the fountain of wisdom. We have forsaken the fountain of wisdom. What's the fountain of wisdom? The wisdom of God. Give me this right.
The book of Sirach, chapter 19 and verse 19.
Read out.
The knowledge of the commandments of the Lord is the doctrine of life.
The knowledge of the commandment of God is the doctrine of life. Read on.
And they that do things that please him shall receive the fruit of the tree of immortality.
Because if you keep God's commandments, you're going to live forever. That's what I say. Read on. What's the wisdom?
The fear of the Lord is all wisdom.
The fear of what?
The fear of the Lord is all wisdom.
The fear of the Lord is all wisdom. That's the wisdom we're imparted unto you for free. When you fear God, all right, that's wisdom. When you keep God's commandment, that's wisdom. When you pay ULS charge, that's wisdom. You avoid going to jail. You avoid paying the penalty. All right? So you people of Edmonton, you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, pay the ULS charge. Don't be like the heathen. All right? Don't let them trap you into not paying it, because what's going to happen to you? You're going to go to jail.
What is a nation? Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is men leading by example. Nation is women's support. Nation is children with role models. Nation is unity. Nation is you.